Training 5 days per week is overrated as for busy professionals. Hear me out. If you're like me, training 5 days per week may have worked well for you in your early 20s, but fast forward a few years and suddenly you've advanced in your career. Maybe got married, possibly even had a few kids, and now that free time you were spending in the gym 5 days per week is filled up with all your other life responsibilities, which is why in today's video, I'll be breaking down the easiest way to get started with training as a busy professional while training just 3 days per week with kettlebells. So by the end of this video, you'll have complete clarity on where to start and what actions to take next to immediately start your fitness journey with a realistic training regimen you can stick with for long-term success. One of the most overlooked aspects of any weight loss or strength building regimen is convenience. So if you have to drive 20 minutes one way to the gym, wait in line for that one piece of gym equipment you need to finish your workout, and are constantly getting conversation trapped by that overly friendly gym member, the likelihood that you'll actually stick with it for the long run is low. But kettlebells eliminate those time sucks because with just 3 kettlebells, you can train every single major muscle group while working out from home. So long as you have one light kettlebell for overhead exercises, one heavy kettlebell for lower body work, and one medium kettlebell that bridges the gap for those in-between exercises that may require a little more technique, like kettlebell cleans. And even if you prefer to train in the gym, not many people actually know how to use kettlebells, so they're almost always available, which will save you time from waiting on equipment, while still keeping your training fresh and exciting due to the incredible versatility of this one training tool. Hands down, the most frequently asked question I get is, what size kettlebells do I need to get started? And the real answer is, it depends on your prior strength training experience. Now with that said, I have seen a pattern in the most common starting kettlebell weights for those who have had extended time off from working out and are just getting back into the swing of things, or those who are just getting into strength training for the first time. And if you fit either of those descriptions, the most common starting weights I have seen over the past 12 years of coaching are as follows. For the ladies, the most common starting weights I have seen used are 8 kilograms, 12 kilograms, and 16 kilograms, which are 18 pounds, 26 pounds, and 35 pounds respectively. And for the men, the most common starting weights that I have seen used over the past 12 years of coaching are 12 kilograms, 16 kilograms, and 20 kilograms, which are 26 pounds, 35 pounds, and 44 pounds respectively. Now, for those of you who have been lifting consistently for 3 months or more, I have more specific parameters for kettlebell size selection included in a video I've linked in the description below. However, before you rush out and buy your kettlebells, there are a few really common pitfalls when it comes to purchasing kettlebells to watch out for so you kickstart your kettlebell journey with success. Number 1, avoid plastic kettlebells. They are super slippery when your palms get sweaty and oftentimes have strange handle shapes that make performing kettlebell exercises that require a front rack position or overhead position extremely difficult, which is most kettlebell exercises. Number 2, avoid the chrome handle. They are super slippery as well, and the last thing I want you to do is to have to do a drywall repair from a kettlebell swing gone haywire. Number 3, once you start with a brand, stick with that brand. Kettlebell handle circumferences vary significantly from brand to brand, so later on, when you introduce a 4th kettlebell to start doing double kettlebell exercises, making sure you get the same brand kettlebell you started with to avoid the awkwardness of 2 different shaped kettlebells of the same weight is key. And lastly, for those of you who want my top brand recommendations for cast iron kettlebells and want to support what I do as a coach, I do have affiliate links to my 2 favorite kettlebell brands below this video as well, which leads us to the fun part. Kettlebell training is a lot different than the standard bodybuilding split, especially when you are doing 3 days per week of full body workouts like me and the other busy professionals I work with. And often those with bodybuilding backgrounds come into kettlebell training with the wrong mindset. And what I mean by that is with a typical bodybuilding split, you focus on a particular muscle group for each session. For example, you might have 1 day for chest, 1 day for back, 1 day for shoulders, 1 day for legs, 1 day for arms, and that would be a 5-day training split. One of the things that makes the kettlebell training so time efficient is that so many of the exercises are full body in nature and work a lot of large muscle groups at once, including exercises like the kettlebell swing, the kettlebell clean, and the kettlebell snatch. So rather than focusing on individual muscle groups in order to maintain muscle balance over the week, we can simplify this by just focusing on hitting the following movement patterns over the course of our 3 workouts: a squat or a lunge pattern, a hinge pattern, an upper body push, an upper body pull, and core work. So Monday might be a lower body squat, an upper body pull, and a kettlebell carry for core work. Wednesday could then be a hinge pattern, an upper body push, and a plank variation for core work. And Friday could be a lower body exercise that gets you moving side to side, a bodyweight upper body exercise, and some sort of rotational exercise for core work. And with a super simple structure like this, you would hit every major muscle group while maintaining muscular balance. However, that still doesn't answer the question of how many reps. You didn't think I was gonna leave you hanging, did I? Most commonly, for those who are just returning to training, starting with somewhere between 30 and 40 reps in total per exercise is plenty to start, which could look like 3 sets of 12, 4 sets of 8, 3 sets of 10, at least as a place to start without getting into more complex exercise structures. And if you really want to save time, you can even superset your lower body exercises with your upper body exercises. So if we use the Wednesday example of a hinge pattern followed by an upper body push, that might look like 10 kettlebell swings for our hinge, followed by 10 per-side single arm overhead press, followed by a 60 to 90 second rest for 3 rounds. And you could use that upper body, lower body superset for any of the example days we covered previously, which is plenty to get you kickstarted with your kettlebell training from home. Even if you make working out convenient, know what size kettlebells to use, and know how to structure an entire week of workouts, it means nothing if you don't stay consistent. And that's the beauty of training 3 days per week, is that it provides us with a lot of flexibility. So if life happens and you have to push Wednesday's workout to Thursday due to an impromptu work meeting, or Friday's workout to Sunday because of a kid's sporting event, it's not a big deal. And I personally shuffle my workout schedule all the time because life's a little crazy with a newborn while juggling my responsibilities as a husband and a coach. The most important thing is to just get your 3 workouts in every week consistently. Whatever days work best, even if you have to do them back-to-back days. And if you finally want to establish a workout routine that will keep you consistent for good, this one rule I'm about to share with you has kept me consistently exercising for 18 years, and I call it the warm-up rule. And that rule breaks down like this. On days I don't feel like working out, I made a deal with myself that I must warm up first. And the funny thing is, 90% of the time, I actually feel like working out once I finish my warm-ups and broken a sweat. And other professionals have found the same thing once they've implemented the rule themselves. And the other 10% of the time, when I still don't feel like I can get through my workout after warming up, I know my body needs a little extra rest and I just take the day off. Regardless of how I feel though, this does something extremely important for me and will do the same for you. And that is that it keeps us in the habit of showing up to work out. And by maintaining that habit of showing up, it keeps us consistent in the long run. Now with that said, it's time for you to order up your kettlebells so you can get started. But before you do, if you are someone who doesn't have the time to write your own workouts or prefer to follow a step-by-step path that spells out how to properly perform each exercise, how many sets, how many reps, and how much rest for each and every workout, I am now offering my 28-day kettlebell Kickstart Strength Challenge for just $9. And this challenge makes getting started as a busy professional as easy as possible because I put in all the work for you with exercise selection, gradually increasing sets and reps keeps strength gains coming, and I even provide modifications for every exercise to meet you at your current ability level. So if you want more details on the 28-day challenge and kickstarting your journey with the kettlebell training, click the link in the description below, and I'll see you on the next one.